with you how I created these little sequin mix pouches. They are super cute and easy to recreate. Super easy. So these are made using vellum, but you can use like tracing paper or any kind of thin material. I picked up a pack of vellum from Hobby Lobby, used a coupon, and it was under $5 for 25 sheets, so that is pretty good. And then I used some paper from one of my Valentine collections to create this little box to hold them in. So I want to share with you what my inspiration is for creating these before we get into the tutorial. So this bag right here, this little sequins pouch right here, I received in a swap. And I can't remember who it was that sent this to me, because it was one of those swaps where you send in something and then you get something in return from other people. And so the host is the one in charge of sending it out. And I just can't remember who sent me this, and it doesn't have a little handmade by me. So if it was you, let me know, please. So anyway, this is the inspiration for the little sequin pouches. And then I created this recipe book right here for I was a guest designer for Pink Paisley, and so this is one of the things I created. So I just tried to recreate this to fit the sequin pouches in it. And I love that this one has a little like belly band to close it off, but because I made the base wider and I wasn't able to do that, but I think it turned out okay with these little closures right here. So anyway, these are the inspirations for this project. I did see that, because I tried to search to see if anybody had a tutorial on these, and I did see that Septeria has a tutorial on these. So I will link her down below so that you can check her out as well. I'm not sure if she's the first one that did it, but she is the one that I saw had a tutorial. So these are super easy to recreate. You will need a piece of vellum, and it should measure 3.5 by 6, and you are going to score that on the 3.5 side at 1 inch, and then just turn it around and score it again at 1 inch. So just like so. Basically you're scoring it at 1 and at 2.5. And then you're gonna turn this to the 6-inch side, and you're gonna score it at 3. And what is this? 1. Okay, so here you're gonna score it at 3 3 1/4, and then on this side at 2 3/4. And I'll have the measurements down below. So on the 6-inch side, you're gonna score at 2 3/4, at 3 3 1/4. And then, like I said, on the 3.5-inch side, you score it at 1 and just turn it around and score it at 1 again. So this little square right here that you've created is, I wonder if you can see it better there. This is going to be your actual little bag. So you are going to fold on those 1-inch score lines. And take your time with it, because you do want it to be nice and neat. You fold this over. So now we have these folds right here. And this part where it overlaps, this is going to be the inside of your little sequin pouch. So here you have these 3 score lines in the center. You're going to take that center score line and fold it like so. Making sure to line this up. Because it's vellum, it is kind of hard to keep it nice and straight, but you want to try your best to line those up. And then you'll take that first score line right there and fold that upward and just burnish that right there. Do the same thing on the opposite side, fold that upward, and there you have your little pouch that's beginning to take shape. So this is where you will be sticking that sequin mix or filling it with sequin mix. So what I do here is just take some double-sided tape, and on the outer edge put some on there. That's what's going to hold your pouch nice and closed. So now your pouch is nice and closed, and you'll fill these little each side with sequin mix, these little pouches right here. That's what it looks like. That's about how big it's going to be. Super easy, right? So you just fill those with sequin mix. I already have one ready here. I've used some of the bits and pieces that came in my Creative Mojo subscription box, and also a mix that I had purchased from Urban Gems. So I'm just gonna fill that up. And that is it. You will just fill both sides up, and then you'll fold these corner pieces inward. And there you have your little pouch. So this one I cut longer than the 6 inches, than the 3.5 by 6. I think this one was 3.5 by 7, so it's a little longer. And this one is 3.5 by 6, so that's what that looks like. And then I just added this little heart right here. I added this thread. It's kind of like a thick iridescent thread, and just sewed on a little heart here. So this is also from Creative Mojo subscription box. She sent a few of these trims, and I just cut them up and used them. They are so cute. You get like 6 different colors in the subscription box. So I just cut those up and used them on my little pouches. And I just think they're so cute. So on this one, I glued the heart on the side where I folded those corners in. On this one, I glued it on the opposite side just to show you the difference between the two. I did see that in the tutorial that Septeria has, she used a tiny attacher, which is awesome. I recently just picked one up, and I cannot wait till it gets in. I think it's actually going to be here on Monday, so that is super fun. So yeah, you can, you know, whatever you have on hand, just use what you have on hand to make the closure. So these are really, really simple to make. It's so super cute. So then I decided to create this little box right here to store them in. I also used some gold thread, added a little heart button that I picked up from Joann's to the bottom to make this like policy envelope closure. And I just did some stitching. I kept the little box very, very simple. I do like this one a lot more with the little letters and this kind of like belly band to close it in, and then you're able to add some ephemera and decorate it up a little. So that's an option for you as well. And then I added this tassel to it. I love this little book so much. But anyway, this one I just kept really simple. So it opens up like so. You have some accordion hidden binding down here, these two little pouches, and then I just stuck these in here. And in here I just added the little hearts, the polymer clay hearts that come in the Creative Mojo subscription box. They are just so cute. I don't know if they're showing up, but they are super cute. So, and then this one just has a sequin mix. And this one back here, I think it's just red hearts that I had picked up from Dollar Tree. Super cute. So this is what that looks like. And I'm going to show you how to put this together as well. So let me move this all out of the way, and then, okay, so now I am going to share with you how to put this little box together. My phone was out of storage, so I'm starting all over with this part. So we'll see how that works out. But anyway, I'm going to show you how to put this little box together. It's also very, very simple. So to create the outer piece, you will need a paper that measures 3 by 12, and you are going to score that at the 1 inch, at 3, at 6.5, and at 8.5. And then you'll of course fold those pieces, and that's what creates your little outer case. Super easy. Again, this is so simple. Then for the hidden binding or hidden hinge area that goes at the bottom of your little case, you will need a piece of paper that measures 3 by 4. And you will score this at the 1/2 inch, at 1, and at 1.5. And that creates the score lines for your first hinge. And then you'll move over to the 2.5, the 3, and the 3.5, and that will create the score lines for your second hinge. So I'm just gonna fold this up. I have 3 lines here. I'm gonna fold the center one up, and then these will just fall into place. So that is your first hinge. And then I'll do the same here. I'll fold that middle line up, that middle score line, and this creates my second hinge. Just like so. Again, super easy. So in order to close these hinges up, I'm going to add some double-sided tape on one side of each hinge. So we'll just put some in right here. I hope my phone's still recording. I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible because I know that I don't have too much storage. So I'm going to fold that in, close that up, and there is my first hinge. And I'll do the same on this side. Fold that over, and there is my second hinge. So when you're adhering this to the bottom of your little case, you know, it's gonna slide right in there. You're gonna adhere that to the bottom there, just like so. You can use double-sided tape, wet glue, hot glue, whatever you prefer, but that's where that is gonna go. These little hinges, I like to trim a little bit. So from the bottom of the hinge to the side, I just trim off a little piece. You're basically just mitering it. You'll do that to both hinges, and that's just going to allow room for your little pockets to slide right on in. So see, that's what that's going to look like. Those little corners are just going to be off, and this is going to go glue right onto there. So now let's make that little pocket. For that, you'll need a paper that measures 3 by 8, and you will score that at the 1 3/4, at the 2-inch mark, and at the 2 1/4. And then for this side, you'll score at the 5 1/4, 5 1/2, and 5 3/4. So here are the measurements for the little pockets. You'll fold these in, making sure to pay attention to what side of paper is going to be on the outside. You'll add some adhesive to the bottom of this hinge. Once this is glued together, you'll just slide that onto your hinge and glue it to the bottom piece. So that creates your little pocket. And of course, you'll repeat that for the second one. That's what it looks like inside. Basically, you're just adhering that piece of paper to your hinge. And then of course, you're, you know, closing off that paper in the back, like so. That's what creates your little pockets, and it gives it room to expand for these, you know, pouches that are kind of thick. And so those just slide right on in. For the closure, I used a 1-inch circle punch, and I believe this is a 5/8 inch circle punch, the center one. And then I just used an eyelet to close that off, tied some thick thread to it, like nylon thread. For this center one right here, my punch didn't reach all the way in, so I asked my husband to close it off, and he just used a hammer to close that eyelet down. You can use Velcro though. You can, you know, use a belly band like the other one that I have. Get creative, use whatever, again, like I said, use whatever you have on hand, whatever works for you. I can't close it. And there you go. That is your little closure. I hope that that made sense for you. Super easy. It's so dark here today, so I know that I might have a lot of shadows on here, but I'll add all of the measurements to the description box. Let me know if you have any questions, and if you create some of these, tag me in them. I'd love to see, especially if you use a different closure, I'd love to see your take on these. So thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.